And at least one candidate for U.S. Senate in Colorado also critical of the party bosses. Andrew Romanoff accuses the Democratic Senatorial Campaign Committee of trying to push him out of the race. Our political specialist Sean Boyd is here. Romanoff very angry.
Yeah, I'll say. Romanoff says that D.C. Democrats are trying to blacklist him. The Democratic Senatorial Campaign Committee, or DSCC, is a powerful political machine that spends millions upon millions of dollars each election. And Romanoff says it is threatening polling, media, and other political consultants that if they work with him, it will cut them off. The Democratic Senatorial Campaign Committee wasted no time endorsing Governor John Hickenlooper when he got in the Senate race. But Andrew Romanoff says helping Hickenlooper is one thing, sabotaging his campaign is another.
We certainly have fundamental differences on public policy with Cory Gardner, my former colleague and our current senator, and we'll air out those differences in the course of this campaign. I didn't expect to have to fight the Democratic Death Star at the same time.
Romanoff, the anti-establishment candidate. He supports the Green New Deal to address climate change and Medicare for all. The National Party, he says, is worried he'll rock the boat.
A lot of folks I've met all across the state believe the system is rigged against them. And the worst part is they're right.
The DSCC didn't respond to Romanoff's claim directly, saying only, "We do not have a policy of preventing firms from working with candidates. In our role as a campaign committee focused on winning Senate seats, we have ongoing conversations with strategists and advisors about battleground races." Romanoff says that's a distinction without a difference, and he won't be bullied.
I've met too many families across Colorado who have lost everything. Their jobs, their savings, their loved ones in some cases, their homes, all on account of a power structure that discounts their voice. This is not just about me or the prospects of my candidacy, although I'd like to win and I'm working as hard as I can. It's really about whether ordinary Americans are going to have a fair shot.
Now, I asked the other two leading candidates if they'd had a similar experience. Mike Johnston's campaign wouldn't comment. Dan Baer said he had no trouble hiring. I also spoke to a veteran political operative with a national firm who backed up Romanoff's claim. He said the firm had sent Romanoff a contract when the DSCC intervened and told them to pull it or they would lose all business with the campaign committee. And again, we are talking about millions and millions, hundreds of millions of dollars here that they spend.
Intra-party fighting.
Yeah.
Tell you what, it's a battle. Thanks.